Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. We are here for our AEW Double or Nothing 2023 predictions. As you can see, we're joined by a few new people. Of course, Rick came on for a WCW reaction we did about a few weeks ago. Pro Wrestling Goat Zach. He's a new member of the All Elite Zone. It's great to have you on. And then, of course, Adam. I can't remember what Lang used to call you with the beard. I can't do that right. But,
I couldn't remember either. It was like the man from Florida with the beard. I don't know. That's what he said.
But yeah, we got Adam. We're basically just gonna be going down the match card of Double or Nothing. We know what it is for all the pay-per-views. Let me get my. Now these matches are not in order because it's kind of hard to predict what matches will be in order. But I guess we'll go off with the biggest match, I guess. Orange Cassidy. Oh, and of course we got Emily. The last person. Well, the first match, I guess we'll go off is the Blackjack Battle Royal. This is the first time ever by in AEW at least that title has been defended in a Battle Royal. Orange Cassidy's winning the title. We got a lot of people in there. Got Brian Cage, Swerve Strickland, Ricky Starks, Jay White, Juice Robinson, Keith Lee, Dustin Rhodes, Butcher Blade, Bandito, Commander, Lee Moriarty, Big Bill, Daivari, Knees, Chuck Taylor, Trent, Pentagon Jr., Phoenix, and Sabian. A lot of people. I really wish Miro would have been in there. But I got Orange Cassidy retaining. I don't think he's going to lose it.
I think so too. He's been keeping it pretty solid the last few weeks. He's done a great job retaining it too. He's defended it. I feel like the opening match has been Orange Cassidy for the last 3 to 4 weeks. So I don't see it going anywhere. I don't know.
Yeah, he's I believe it was 23 title defenses as of last Wednesday. That's the most in AEW history. So yeah, what about everyone else?
I'd like anyone but Orange Cassidy to win personally. I don't understand why the Butcher and the Blade, who are a tag team, are vying for a singles title. Ditto with the Best Friends when you have guys like Miro and Andrade. Andrade, who just found out he's still employed, I guess, and Miro's still in Tony's office because. He went in, he knocked, he sat
he's never
down.
Left. That's where he's been.
Never left. Yeah, it's like The Shining. He's always been there. I'd like anyone but Pockets to win because I don't believe him. I just don't believe this guy. If him and Miro were standing next to each other, I'd be like, wow, that guy is going to kick the shit out of the dude in the Canadian tuxedo. There's no doubt. I don't know. It's like you got Ricky Starks, who was vying for the world championship a couple months ago. So, he's a good option. Jay White, who's been the New Japan world champion for a very long time. Juice Robinson is a huge single star. You got all these guys who should be doing. Oh God. And then Swerve and Keith Lee. Oh, and Brian Cage. Jesus Christ. How many people are in this thing? I don't know. Sorry, I'm being long-winded, but Pockets is probably going to win because Tony Khan's an idiot, but he shouldn't. I think give it to Starks or Cage or Jay White or God damn it, please let Lance Archer come back and just beat everyone up and take that belt.
Everybody dies.
Apparently they don't, though.
I'm still appreciating the fact that you call him Pockets. That is the greatest nickname ever.
So I want to roll off of what Rick's saying. Is I'm kind of behind him right now. I'm the opposite though. I love Orange Cassidy. I think Bully Ray said it best on Busted Open when he said, he never got Orange Cassidy as a wrestler until he stepped in the ring with him, and then he finally understood his character and his skills. But I'm with Rick. I honestly want to see, in my opinion, I want to see Jay White win it because I want to see it continue in a storyline with him holding the title and Ricky Starks going after him and Juice, and possibly bringing in someone else to help, Ricky out, and they can be doing that over the international, championship. So I kind of would love to see Jay White hold on to that, because I thought also that Jay White also has a couple of contractual matches overseas as well. I believe. I don't know if he still has a couple of left in New Japan, even though he lost that match for Loser Leaves New Japan. But I think he's got a couple of other matches overseas that he can finally, defend that international championship, over there, but continue that storyline with Ricky Starks over here. But I would give my hats off to Orange Cassidy for, doing as many successful title defenses as he has, or as Rick likes to call them, pockets. But I think it's time that we let it, someone else make that title a little more out there too. So, but I do see someone else winning this battle royal. I think it's Jay White. That's my pick. So even though, again, like you said, Connor, I'd love to see Miro in that battle royal and win it and take it over to Collision. But, who am I to say? I'm just like predictor.
I wish there was a Joker like Miro or Lance Archer, or because I know for Collision, Miro's coming back, Andrade, Scorpio Sky, Lance Archer's coming back on Collision.
Does he know? Because apparently a lot of folks don't.
Yeah. On the promotional stuff, like the main ones, Andrade and Miro, are going to be coming back. What about you, Zach?
Well, I mean, what I love about battle royals is the micro stories that come out of it. So, like right now, I'm focusing on, like we talked about, the Juice Robinson and that whole storyline. Like, what's going to happen in there? I think that's going to set up something bigger. I agree. I would love to see Jay White take the title. One, because I haven't seen a whole lot of him, because other than Ring of Honor when he was like first coming up, I remember him. But all the awesome things that he's done in New Japan, I haven't really seen. So I'd love to see him like get some spotlight. But honestly, I see Orange Cassidy taking it. And selfishly, I want to see that because I want to see him have more title defenses than someone else in another wrestling promotion who has fought less. And like this past Wednesday on Dynamite, it's like you couldn't kill Orange Cassidy. Like he hit him with like 2 pile drivers in a row. So I think they're just setting him up to be Mr. Iron Man, and I don't know. I agree though. I want to see that title like kind of move on and be elevated, but we'll see.
Can I walk back my pick?
Yeah.
Everyone's convinced me otherwise. Orange Cassidy should win it, and he should hold on to that title forever.
Oh,
and
God.
the reason I'm saying
he's gonna pull a Roman. Oh
no, that's wonderful. Please let that happen, because here's the contrary that everyone's comments just got me thinking about. If he loses that belt, the way he's being booked, they're gonna move him into like TNA or world title or TNT in world title picture, and I can't have that. I would have to send them scorpions in the mail.
He ain't beating MJF.
I'm sorry. That man cannot be the world heavyweight champion.
Rick, what about sending him back with best friends and doing trio stuff? Like,
I love it.
They wouldn't necessarily like. That's my thing. Is I understand where you're going with that, but my understanding is he's still in a group with best friends, which also I don't understand why they're in the match itself either. Like, I don't get it.
I wonder if
that confused me.
I don't know. There's got to be some. Well, to your point about micro stories coming out of these, like there's always something, where people are quote unquote friends or part of a group, and if they don't stick together, there's our story. So it could be interesting.
I was really disappointed when Kip Sabian didn't beat Orange Cassidy. I've been on Kip Sabian since AEW started. I really believe he could be the next person like Bryan Danielson, or someone like the Underdog, that I could really see him winning the World Championship one day if booked right. But realistically, Orange Cassidy's probably going to win, but I want Kip Sabian. Which is hard for me to say that because I like Brian Cage.
I was going to say, you better pick your boy Brian Cage. He's going to be so upset with you if you don't pick him.
Out of how much
the machine will come for you. Yeah.
Out of how much I push for him to get used, yeah. But I put me on the spot. Realistically, Cassie's probably going to win, but my heart wants Brian Cage or Kip Sabian.
Nice save at the end. He's like, or this.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point, though, talking about tag teams in Battle Royals. That's one thing, ever since I was a little guy, I never understood, like, why are these tag teams in the Battle Royal? But you made a good point. It's like, oh, it helps. It can, if they use them right, it can be like a breakup or, yeah.
I mean, it used to make sense because the rosters were really thin. But that's like the one thing you can't say about AEW because they're like 12 companies rolled into one at this point.
Yeah.
They're literally splitting it like another way.
They're splitting it a third way and they're still bloated. Like, that's crazy.
I'll go with some of the comments for this match. Davis, Kip Sabian, Oliver, Kip Sabian.
You're getting everyone on that Kip Sabian train right there, Connor.
There you go.
Johnny would be on Collision.
Not everyone, Connor. Not everyone.
He said not everyone.
I don't know what the hell you're thinking with that Kip Sabian thing. I'll be perfectly
Maybe
honest.
if he puts the bag over his head, then he'll win.
Yeah, or I don't know.
Does he have to watch the whole pay-per-view that way, or?
That's how Kip Sabian watched half of his career in AEW that way. I mean, that's just. I mean, he's a bad. He's like,
I mean, if Kip Sabian wins the title, that's how I'm going to watch AEW from now on.
Yeah. Hey, you got a Brian Cage. Really like your profile picture. Anyways, I said these matches are not in order. Because who knows, they might start off with one of the best matches on first. But the next match, we got the Hardys and Isaiah Cassidy versus the Guns and Ethan Page. Isaiah Cassidy is injured, and I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but it could be the Hardys and Gangrel versus the Guns and Ethan Page. Because tonight on Rampage, he was in a sleeve, Isaiah Cassidy, but Gangrel's in Los Angeles. So I got the Hardys and Isaiah Cassidy winning this match. And hopefully the feud's over. But I will say the feud's been really, really good on Elevation, like a story that started on YouTube and finally made its way to TV. But I got the Hardys and Guns in that match.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Hardys, but I could really care less about this storyline.
Yeah. It's gone on a little bit. That's one thing with AEW is they drag out stories. Like,
with me with this, I agree. Like I'm with him there. Like this story has gone on too long, and I feel like this is like I need Ethan Page to go on his own. Like I don't need him with a group because I love Ethan Page character. I love him to death. I've watched all of his independent work. I've watched him when he was over in Impact, when he was with the North, with him and Josh Alexander. I love Ethan Page. Like I watch his vlogs. I love his character. I love how he is as a person too. Like I'm like I need this guy to break off from everything and do a singles run and win a singles title. Like so, like for me. And also, Connor, we talked about this when we talked about the best, our top 5 tag teams in AEW, and in my top 5 was the Guns. I told you guys in that podcast, I predicted they were going to win titles this year, and they did. But since they lost those titles, they've kind of gone quiet. And for me, considering this is a match that is for Ethan Page's contract, I see Ethan Page and the Guns winning in a cheating way. And which I'm fine with, and just have the whole thing done, and just have Ethan Page go on his own. I want him to break away from the firm and do his own thing.
I feel this story should have ended at the was it the firm deletion match? It should have ended there. That was the perfect way to end it. But I agree. The only way Ethan Page should be in a faction is unless Josh Alexander comes to AEW. But Ethan Page is TNT champion, has a nice ring to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really want Ethan Page and the Guns to win. They were the friggin' tag team champions like a couple weeks ago, and then they disappeared. Ethan Page is in the North, arguably top 5 TNA tag teams of all times. Like, if you're gonna shack up with anyone, why would you shack up with all these bozos he's hanging out with? Like, redo the Canadian thing. Christian's dressed like he's a bad guy in a ski movie.
It looks like Steve Jobs, but like as a horror movie flick. Like the black turtleneck. Like
he looks like he really wants to tear down our youth center. Unless one of us can like out ski him in the K-12.
He already wants to walk and spit on the Canadian Walk of Fame on Bret Hart's name. Like that's what he looks like.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Put Ethan Page with him and then throw in someone else Canadian. What the hell? Why not at this point? Everyone's in trios or gangs.
Like I've made that I said it before, like an AEW Team Canada type thing. Ethan Page, you got Christian Cage. Who else? There's a few others from Canada.
Now you need someone's name like Rage.
I know. I was gonna say now that their names rhyme and you've pointed that out, now it's mandatory.
Brian
Page, Cage, and Rage.
Yeah, the Canadian Care Bears.
I don't know if they can handle anyone else on the roster right now.
I don't either. Oh my
just
God.
pull a WWE and just rename them.
Just change someone's name. Brian Cage, your new last name is Brian Rage.
Your name is Rage now. That's it.
That's it. Also, you're
in
Canadian.
your contract. Look at it.
Well, that would be perfect because the Owen Hart tournament is starting soon. So I mean, come on, right? That would be perfect timing.
Yeah.
Well, you also had in I think it was AAA. They had the World Cup in AAA. Then they had all these teams from these different countries. I mean, AEW can get a Canadian team together and send them over to AAA, have them wrestle that World Cup. That would be awesome.
That'd be great.
Heck yeah.
They got plenty of Canadian people.
Didn't Tony Khan announce that the Owen Hart finals will start at Double or Nothing?
Yes.
I'm just not noticing that.
Well,
you see that.
There's a lot of things Tony's announced that I'm still like questioning, like the timing. Like I'm really excited about All In, but like it's happening so close to All Out. Are they pushing back All Out? Like,
well, it's still happening All Out. But they didn't confirm All In was a pay-per-view.
Interesting. It's gonna be very.
It feels like with all these big events that Double or Nothing's kind of gotten overshadowed a little bit.
Yeah.
But everyone said who they want to win that match.
Ethan Page.
Ethan Page, I know.
Ethan Page and the Guns, yeah.
But how do you, at the same time, like how do you book yourself into a corner like this? Jeff Hardy just came back, and now he's going to job on TV. But then again, on the contrary, you can't make the Guns lose again.
Maybe they cheat, so maybe it doesn't make really the Hardys look. I mean, normally I'm Hardy Party all the way, but this time it's I feel like it's contract on the line.
If Gangrel's in that match, like it was really stupid WWE. Like they did like the Brood. It wasn't even the Brood's theme song. Like at WrestleMania when like wasn't reports Christian Cage was going to go to WWE and they were going to have Edge, Christian, and the Brood. I got the Hardys in that match, but Ethan Page has lost a hook a lot of times. He's lost a lot of matches here lately, so I really don't want to see Ethan Page continue to lose these matches. So the next match I'll go with is I'll go with Jade Cargill versus Taya Valkyrie for the TBS.
They really need to get someone to beat. Well, unless I really want Chris Statlander to come back and beat her, though. That's like the only thing is that I feel like this match is going to be really cool, and like either Taya's going to get really close, or I can't. I had to jump in with my girl Chris Statlander. I really need her to be the one to do it.
Yeah,
I'm with Emily on this one. I think this match is going to be a good hard hitting match. with each other. This might actually be this upcoming one at Double or Nothing might be Jade's best match up to date. You know, we talk about how much we dislike Jade right now because we all feel like she's still green in the ring, and it's nothing against her. She just needs that, you know, that more time to keep that training going, to, you know, get our arsenal up in the ring. But I'm with Emily. I see this match being hard hitting with Ty almost winning it, and then some shenanigans happen, and, you know, Jade wins. And we've been talking about it that, you know, Connor, you've mentioned that Chris has probably been around backstage quite a bit, you know, and she might be coming back soon from her injury. I'd love to see her have like a walkout, like right after that match, and just stare down Jade. You know, and just that's a setup for your next match at either all in or all out. You know, you set that up for either one of those shows. You know, you build that up. You know,
I think personally, of course, I got Ty Valkyrie winning this match. I don't think if you haven't been watching this podcast for a while, yeah, you know, I got Ty winning this match. I would actually like to see Ty Valkyrie versus Chris Statlander. That would actually be a really, really good match. Or triple threat, Statlander, Taya, and Jade. I don't know if they're going to put the title on Chris Statlander, just because she's just say a little injury prone with the same injury twice. But I'll take anyone to beat Jade. But I still feel like it has to be Chris Statlander. If Ty doesn't win, I hope if Jade wins, that Statlander makes a return after Double or Nothing. But if she's not ready to return after Double or Nothing, then I think it's time to pull the plug and have Taya win.
I think Taya has to win because you have to get Jade out of that division. She's green as hell, but she's a star. Like when she's in the ring, I care. I pay attention to what she's doing. She looks like a star. She walks like a star. She acts like a star. And you can't say that with a lot of the AEW women's roster, unfortunately. And there's a lot of green people in that division as it is. And quite frankly, as much as I love Jamie Hayter, like, really? She's the champ right now? Not Taya? Not Chris Statlander? Not Jade Cargill? Not Britt Baker? Okay, sure, whatever. So, yeah, man, I want Taya to win. I want Jade out of that division. Taya and Statlander can fight forever, and then put the real belt on Jade and let her be a monster heel for as long as she wants to.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Yeah, let's move her up because that's how she's going to get better. Take her out of that comfort zone and help her become that star that she is. Absolutely. Yeah, and I agree. She's going to win. I don't see Taya taking the belt off of her. But then again, you know, that first match, even though they had that silly stipulation, it was really good. So I'm excited to see them taken up to the next level on Sunday.
Yeah. So we got Taya, Oliver, Chris, Taya. We got are you gonna recap? Thanks for watching, Mike. We got Cassidy, Guns and Page, and Taya. Tony, Hayter, D, Baker, so are all not green. Yeah, there's a few that's not green. Athena can be brought in there, but the ones that are green is Jade, Marina Shafir. I know they recently signed Kira Hogan, which I've seen her last time on ROH, and you know, she's decent, but there's a lot of room to improve. But yeah, I agree with that. Tony, Hayter, and all them.
That's another one we haven't seen a lot on the on the shows is Deeb.
I know.
I love Serena Deeb. You know, like I think she's a great pro. I think she's great at what she does. You know, I feel like she can play both heel and face, but I don't know why she does so much better as a heel. It just, that professor of pro wrestling, you know, persona that she has is one of the coolest personas I've ever seen a female wrestler have.
I really wish they had let her join the Blackpool Combat Club. I wish that could have been like a both guys and girls, like kind of like a DX, but like for AEW almost. Like that would have been so badass. Like she would have fit so well in there.
I was thinking the same thing. I would so much rather have her than Moxley in that group. Because they're all like technical wrestling, like masterminds, and then there's Bleedy McBlade.
Yeah, I was gonna say as soon as you said his name, I already felt him bleeding. So.
Yeah, it's a wonderful life. Like teacher says, anytime a bell rings, John Moxley gets some juice.
I think Dee must be injured. Like she has to be injured for her not to be wrestling because her last match was against I don't know, last year around when Saraya debuted, I believe. So she must be injured because she's still backstage because she's a coach. She produced the what was it here recently? What was the women's match with Ruby Soho and Tony? It was a tag match this last week with Sheeta and Baker versus
yeah, it was Sheeta Baker, but that was last week, not this week. That was last week. Yeah,
because she produced one of their matches, so she's still in AEW. So she must be injured or something. Next match I'm going to go with is I'll go with Wardlow versus Christian Cage for the TNT Championship in a ladder match. This is should be an interesting one. TNT title has been flip-flopped, hot potatoed, I guess you'd say. I really think Samoa Joe should never lost. Well, by now he would have, but I think he should never lost it the first time he had it. Darby should never won it back. But see, in one way, I want Wardlow to win because I'm tired of flip-flopping. But I also think Christian Cage would be a really good champion. But if he's champion, I don't want to see him lose it 2 weeks to Wardlow. And Wardlow's the 4-time TNT champion. I think Christian should be a champion till at least winter is coming, or at least at the end of the year. But I don't know who I want to go for. Honestly, I don't know who to go for. I'll say Christian Cage. I'll say Christian.
I don't want either of them to win. I'll be perfectly honest. I don't care about Wardlow anymore. He had so much momentum and he was great. And then, they cut his hair. He started talking more. And now he's got this weird thing with Arn Anderson, which could have been cool, but it's not. Like,
well, who cut his hair? Didn't
Samoa Joe did, yeah. Samoa Joe, the king of television, who lost the TV title a week later and then never showed up on the show again.
I didn't like that.
What the fuck is that? Samoa Joe never should have lost that belt. That's Samoa Joe's belt.
His first reign, he never should have lost it. Like he had a good thing going. If he would have beat Darby in his hometown, gave him more heat as a champion, and then you could have had Hobbs beat Joe if you wanted to have that at the Revolution.
Yeah. Have them go back and forth a couple times, like two big guys beating the hell out of each other, and make it personal. Not just, hey, I wrecked your car. Now I'm making some shitty TV show about you.
And Hobbs should never lost it either. Like, I don't know why they put the title on him if he's just going to lose it a month later. Because
where is he? What's he doing?
He's busy writing another chapter.
Oh, he's back to writing the book.
Yeah.
So I have a theory.
Window, but your car is gone. So
I
didn't work.
I have a theory on why Joe lost the TNT title as quickly as he did. And this is huge in case anybody has seen it. But I think he lost it to open up more of his schedule because he was filming the TV series for Twisted Metal.
I'm so excited for that.
So that's my thought, is that he was doing some filming for Twisted Metal that's supposed to come out on television because he's playing the physical body of Sweet Tooth from the game.
It's going to be so good.
So the teaser trailer was awesome, by the way. So that's my theory on that.
Is it a movie?
But
or a
for
TV
this
series?
match, I'm with Rick. Like, I really don't care who wins this match at all because Wardlow's like, his steam has ran out. Like, he had a good thing going, after, his face turn and all that. But then, like, I think it took a backpedal because of what happened at All Out with the scrum and MJF leaving and then coming back and then all that situation. He kind of took a back burner to it. But also just he's just lost a little bit momentum. And also just the TNT title has literally just lost my interest just because of the hot potatoing. I don't understand the hot potatoing. Keep it on someone for a long term. You don't need to hot potato it so much just to get people's numbers up, because now you look at it, let's see, Wardlow is now a 3-time TNT champion. Cody Rhodes was a 3-time TNT champion. Darby Allin. I'm sorry, I had to say his name, but it's true. Darby Allin is Darby 2 or was he 3?
Darby's 2, Sammy's 3.
Okay, Sammy 3. So that's already 3 people that I've already said that have held that title.
Samoa Joe twice.
And Samoa Joe twice. So, but you've already got all these guys who have it multiple times, and you don't and you got to keep it on someone to bring that prestige back to it. So that's why I'm taking the turn of saying maybe it is Christian Cage that wins it, and let Wardlow take a back seat. Let him regain of who he is as a character. I feel like Wardlow needs to reinvent himself.
I just comment right here. Basically, what you just said, Wardlow is still good. He just needs to stay away from the title and gain some momentum back.
I mean, yes, because he needs to get that momentum back, but also he needs to reinvent himself.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, the Powerbomb Symphony, people love it, but you got to reinvent yourself somehow. And I think this pairing with Arn Anderson, even though it's weird, I kind of like it. I kind of like this pairing.
It's an interesting Roman relationship.
Exactly, and that's why. And I'm like, but I like this one better than that one. Yeah. I'm pretty over that one because it's been going on for 2 freaking years, and I'm over that. But this one I freaking love. It was just a pairing out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, there's Arn. I haven't seen Arn in a while, and I'm a big Arn Anderson fan, so it's good to see him back on TV. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Christian Cage winning the TNT title thanks to Luchasaurus.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's time for Steve Jobs, Christian, to get the title, because I think we just need more. I like it when heels hold titles because I feel like they last longer on them, because obviously they kind of have, challengers and people who are trying to get it, but they just, obviously kind of like the MJF thing, you have people who help them cheat, you have people who help them kind of retain it. Give that title back a little bit of the prestige it needs, make it hard to get at, and to your point, really love Wardlow. Wardlow, has a really special place in my heart. And I really hate that all the MJF drama last Double or Nothing overshadowed his moment, because I think they could have made him world champion the week after, and I would have believed it. It would have been great. But because they kind of let it blow out of steam, I feel like he kind of lost that golden opportunity. So to your point, I agree with you, Adam. I think he just needs to take a step back and pull a Chris Jericho, reinvent something, and then come back with that, because I think it's time. It's time.
I think Christian Cage is the perfect person to bring. Samoa Joe was that person, but they flipped that off. But Christian Cage is the next person. Christian Cage as a TNT champion sounds great.
Yeah,
it does. And I think who was it? Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson and Wardlow would be a good trio. Do something different with Wardlow, but really not having to go for a title. Just put him in singles action and build up his momentum again.
Yeah.
Has everyone said who they wanted to win that match? I think so.
Christian.
Yeah, Christian.
Christian.
Yeah. And
prick heel Christian with a belt sounds amazing. Way better than soft-spoken Wardlow, who doesn't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. What the hell is Arn Anderson? Arn Anderson's a heel. I'm sorry.
I know. I want Arn Anderson to get in there and do
Arn's
something.
Yeah, slap the shit out of Wardlow. Bring in some other guys and reform the Horsemen. Get Tully back and do it right. What the hell?
Now you're talking my language. I like that.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man.
That's what we need. I know the perfect
real wrestling
4 people for that. I don't know. Well, it wouldn't be the 4 Horsemen, but CM Punk, FTR, and Wardlow with Bret Hart. But that's not going to happen because Bret Hart has a Legends contract. But But yeah, the next match I'm going to go with is the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite. Anarchy in the Arena. This is the second year in a row we've got this match. Last year it was the BCC and the JAS. This year it's the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite. I got the Elite winning this match.
Sorry, I just remembered last year's with the Jericho version.
God.
It was so much shenanigans. Like usually that's what these are, like these Anarchy in the Arenas. So I don't know. This one's a tough one for me. It depends. It just depends. When's the first Collision again? When is that coming?
June
17th.
June 17th. I'm trying to see when. I don't know if the Elite's interacting with CM Punk or not.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. What? What do you know that I don't know? Okay, sorry, I'm derailing your
what are we talking about again? CM Punk and the Elite?
Yeah. You know something. I can tell by your face, and now I want to know it.
Well, there's going to be a brand split.
So he's probably just doing Collision, and they're staying.
But they trademarked the transfer portal, so I don't know. But champions are exceptions, so they can cross brands. Champions. I don't know how that's going to work. I think eventually they're going to do the match or something with CM Punk because it's hard not to.
Think of the money they could make. Like, I know that sounds awful, but like if you're thinking about it from the business perspective, like, guys.
Oh, we have to cater to the Elite on that, though.
Yeah, true.
It's so stupid. Jim Cornette has been saying it for years now. If they're throwing money away, these guys, they hate each other in real life. That's great. That's fantastic.
Have a great match.
But Jim Cornette's been living in the 70s and 80s for like the last decade. Like Jim Cornette does not adapt to new age wrestling. Like just recently I read an article of Jim Cornette actually praising something in AEW. Between him and Eric Bischoff, both of those guys despise AEW for no reason. It's because they're bitter. I'm just saying, in my viewpoint, they're just bitter old dogs that are like, we don't like this new stuff. We like our stuff that we did. And they're two guys whose promotions didn't really go anywhere, especially Eric Bischoff. He was there for a while, and then he hired Vince Russo to do dumb shit in WCW and put David Arquette at the top, and that fucking ruined everything for them. Pardon my French.
I'd like to respond to that, please.
Oh, God.
Go ahead, Rick.
So if you actually listen to the Cornette experience, Cornette and Brian Last were praising AEW from the very start. What they hate is the fact that they are going into more and more carny bullshit and less professional wrestling. They are just doing redubs of Attitude Era like bullshit over and over and over, but they're doing it worse with less talented people. Eric Bischoff can go fuck himself. I'd love to say that directly to his face. But Jim Cornette is a goddamn genius and literally just wants wrestling back. He's criticizing it because he wants to watch wrestling.
I'm so sorry, Connor. I didn't mean to derail you.
I want wrestling back. I'm a fan.
I do too, yeah.
So
yeah, Kim and good storytelling.
My prediction for that match is we all lose.
We all lose.
Anarchy in the Arena. Fuck the throwing people into baths of orange juice shit.
Didn't they do this match last year?
Yeah.
I feel like it's
in the field or something.
Connor, let me just tip your hat by bringing Rick on because I already love Rick. I think Rick and I are going to be the bestest of friends on this whole thing.
Yeah, I feel like this match is like a yearly thing now. And
it's just going to be, I'm going Elite because, like I said, but there's going to be so much shenanigans leading up to it. It's not going to be a clean. Mox is probably going to bleed over the whole arena. That's going to be the finale. Like, I don't know.
The Elite will drown in the blood of John Moxley.
Gangrel's in the building, and he just holds Moxley above the ring and shakes him. And that's the bloodbath.
And I love John Moxley. Like, I literally just finished his book, and I feel like I know him. Like, it's just funny, though, how much he just bleeds everywhere.
I don't understand his gimmick, either. He's like, what is he? He's like tough.
Unhinged. It's like
he's tough homeless guy, even though his wife is like an announcer.
He's almost reinventing his lunatic fringe character. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like, dude, this doesn't work out right now. Like, I want to see pink hair Moxley.
Why
That's
not?
weird,
Yeah.
but I kind of want to see him there because that's when he was at his best. You know?
What kills me is like you got this guy who is essentially like the little kid from the Richard Pryor movie The Toy, where every wrestler is effectively Richard Pryor because he treats them like live action figures, or he's booking his own 2K22 league. But you got this guy with all this money, and it hasn't crossed your mind to grab someone worthwhile from Impact and team them up with Moxley and just do the Switchblade conspiracy? Why not just do the Switchblade conspiracy and give them the violent bullshit? So the Blackpool Combat Club, made up of Bryan Danielson, arguably the best technical wrestler on the planet right now, Claudio, he's up there somewhere, and Wheeler Yuta, I still don't know what the hell he does or why he's involved, but whatever, you know, he's
the
there.
little shit.
Not Mabel. What was the other guy? in Men
Exactly.
on a Mission. He was that guy. Yeah, he's the third guy from Men on a Mission. Fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. But yeah, come on. Switchblade conspiracy. Blackpool Combat Club. Why are they stabbing people with screwdrivers? Sorry.
Yeah. No, I totally.
Back to that Jim Cornette comment then. So is that some of the Carney bullshit?
It's more Carney bullshit. Yeah. He calls it putting a hat on a hat, because it's like doing a gimmick on top of a gimmick on top of a gimmick on top of a gimmick. Like, you already got the grudge match, you know, it's already a ladder match. Now, why do you need a broom covered in barbed wire? Like, wrestling.
It's like the Inception.
It is. It's like, it's bullshit Inception. It's like wrestling was always about like less is more, because when you get that more, it made it special, you know. But if you've got a cage match every week and people are fighting in piranha tanks every Wednesday, who gives a shit, you know?
Yeah, it takes away the glamour of those.
Now, lighting yourself on fire or going through a table that's on fire, that was a feat in itself. Blowing up the ring or the blowing up of the ring.
Oh my God. I thought you meant when Brandy like lit Cody on fire.
That too.
I was like, what the hell was that?
The most honest depiction of marriage right there, folks.
Oh my God, seriously. I love you so much. I'll light this man on fire for you.
I'm a lighted fire for you.
That's a good Denzel Washington movie, Man on Fire.
That's a great Denzel Washington movie. Oh, Adam, yeah.
I got the Elite winning this match. We got off topic, but I didn't mind it. But I got the Elite winning this, because for some reason I see what's his name, Takashi. Yeah, Takasha. I mean, him, like we talked about, him and Don Callis were shooting vignettes about, you know, him bringing him over. So unless he gets involved and finally chooses a side, I still see the Elite winning. So
yeah, I think the Elite wins this one because Elite's down. I mean, the BCC has dominated this whole feud, so the payoff would have to be the Elite winning. And hopefully, this feud's done after this. Hopefully, I think Collision is really going to help freshen up feuds. Well, before Michael came on, I need Christian Cage to win. There's going to be a brand split. I don't know when, how, or when they're going to announce a brand split. I'm assuming after Double or Nothing.
As long as they don't do a draft. Please don't publicize a draft.
I hope they do a battle royal that leads to a trios tournament that eventually leads to a brand split. So that way it's on brand for AEW. And in the middle, there's a ladder match.
It's like the Inception. Britt, you lost me on the third layer of that.
Just look at is the top still spinning?
So I will say at this point they need a brand split with the amount of talent they've signed, which already on the graphics, Miro, Andrade, never get used, and they're fixing to be getting used. Scorpio Sky's coming back. CM Punk, FTR, Hobbs is on the graphic, on the poster. So Collision's going to be a really big help for AEW using talent. I love Yuta, BCC for me.
I love Yuta too.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I actually
There's a
love
little joke.
Miro
There's a
Yuta.
joke
I
there.
don't
It's
think about him, but I love him. He's just very entertaining to me for some
Yeah.
reason.
Oh, he's great. I just don't know what the hell he does. Like,
A dang thing about him, but I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah, he's
You're
you know, he's like Scrappy to their Scooby Doo.
right.
hey, you the man. You the man.
So I guess I'll. Everyone say they want to win that match.
I'm going to be the black sheep. I see BCC taking it because I honestly I want to see more of just John Moxley and the whole BCC keep being bullies, and so that way when they get knocked off they're in the top of the mountain per se, that it's just going to feel so cathartic.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I want the BCC to win. I don't like the Young Bucks. I'll just say it. I don't like them. I used to. I don't like them anymore.
Yeah.
I think
What happened? Well, now there's a story. What happened?
Oh, I mean, all the brawl out shit. Like, come on, settle this like adults, guys. Like, Jesus Christ, you're millionaires. Settle it like adults, or go outside and kick the shit out of each other, and then go have a sandwich. Who cares? Don't
That solves your problem.
drag all this high school bullshit out for months.
I think the match we will see is CM Punk and Kenny Omega. I think that match we will see. I don't know when, but I think we will see that match. CM Punk and Kenny Omega.
I'd like to see that, and also Punk and FTR versus, I guess, the three main guys. Sorry, Yuta, of the Blackpool Combat Club. Like, if anyone's going to stop their, like Zach said, like their bullying antics, like let it be these guys. Let 6 guys who can actually go. Maybe put Yuta in, and maybe Moxley's the scrappy in this situation, because Yuta can actually go. I don't need Moxley bleeding all over FTR. That I'm gonna shut up now. Sorry.
I mean, I'd like to see FTR and CM Punk together before FTR's contracts are up. I mean, because they said they're done once their current contract with AEW is done.
Yep.
They signed 4 or 5 year deals, so they're gonna be there for a while. Okay, the next match, I guess I'll go with. I guess since we're talking about FTR, FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. This is kind of a not really. I'm glad it's not the Acclaimed and Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal again. I'm glad it's not that. I don't get why people are hating on FTR as champions, because I feel like this time they're going to get a better run this time than the first run. I feel like they're going to be, if booked right, they'll be the best tag team. Well, I don't know, because Hangman and Kenny had a pretty good run. But I feel like they'll have a really good tag team run. Hopefully Santana. I got Santana Ortiz beating up for the titles, but so I got FTR winning this. But this match will probably be one of the best in the card. Jay Lethal is a very good wrestler, I think. Jeff Jarrett, old school. And then you got FTR. I think it's going to be a really good old school match. FTR winning. I don't see FTR losing those titles anytime soon, so I got FTR winning that match.
Can anyone here explain to me why Jeff Jarrett is wrestling and also on a pay-per-view wrestling for a title? I don't get it.
He can still go. Honestly, he's a really good worker.
And I mean, he looks good for what, 50 something. Good for him, but yeah, you're right. He can go.
He can go. I mean, also, they've kind of like axe murdered their own tag team division. It used to be really good, I feel like, but now, what the hell happened to it? They broke up every tag team. Some of them hate each other in real life, and others are now in a battle royal for a singles title. So, great booking, Tony. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Is probably my favorite. So, but FTR is probably my second. But that's just because.
Here's the Acclaimed. Oh wait, right. They're in trios now.
The Acclaimed is a ray of sunshine in every day. Like they must be protected at all costs. Like,
I agree.
What has happened to the Acclaimed anyway?
Never break those two up.
They're like in the trios division now for some reason.
For what?
It's because Daddy Ass is with them.
Exactly.
Yeah, for
He
what?
pretty much daddy ass, yeah.
Daddy Ass
Oh my
coming in clutch.
And
I-
Connor, I love your optimism about
Phrasing,
FTR.
Emily, phrasing.
I don't trust the booking with them.
I loved what they were doing after the brawl out, but there was a while I stopped watching because it didn't interest me. But obviously, with Punk coming back, I kind of got some level of interest, and I haven't really seen the Acclaimed on my TV here recently, so I didn't know what they were doing.
I mean, they could have done FTR and Acclaimed again, but
You could have made it a triple threat match too. You could have made it FTR defending against the Acclaimed and Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
Yeah.
And still had Mark Briscoe in there.
which it is something different with the Acclaimed going for trios, because realistically that was the only titles I could win unless they go singles. So trios, they're not going to beat House of Black. I don't know if they officially announced that match. It's House of Black, but they kind of teased that because they won that Battle Royal. But I think the Acclaimed will be good trios champions in the future. Because Acclaim is one of the top selling merchandise tag team on AEW. FTR and Acclaim, I feel like they're tied. If you go on shop AEW, yeah.
So this match actually has. I mean, it's an obvious reason why this match feels the way it feels. It's a Ring of Honor match. It's basically a Ring of Honor match on an AEW pay-per-view. Because all four men, well, I can't remember if Jeff Jarrett was in Ring of Honor.
I don't think so.
Was he? No. At least 3 out of the 4 people involved in this match are Ring of Honor, and then there's just Jeff Jarrett. But I honestly, I'm actually kind of excited for this match, because I do love FTR, and that Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett can still go. For as long as those two guys have been in the world of professional wrestling. Obviously, I have FTR retaining. I think there's still longevity with those titles. And I think this is just, I mean, we were talking, Rick said it best, like Jeff Jarrett can still go for in his 50s. And this is basically my vision of Jeff Jarrett, not only working behind the scenes as just, producing stuff and helping out backstage, but him also finding talent and going, I want to work with these guys. Not necessarily, hey, I don't want gold, but I want to work with these guys before my time's up. And I think I kind of sense that he sees that in FTR. He's like, I want to work with FTR. I love working with Jay Lethal as a partner, so I want to work with FTR. So I see this as like kind of like Jeff Jarrett's last go in professional wrestling of having some of the best matches he can before he does, finally retire. But no, this is actually one of my top 3 matches I'm excited for on this card. So, and the build up to it has been great. With the back and forth of trying to one up each other and getting Mark involved. And literally Wednesday gave me chills. If everybody's seen Wednesday, when, Mark Briscoe went up to Jay Lethal and grabbed his face and said, "You're my boy. I love you, but I'm done with these guys." And he walked away. Like that gave me chills. I'm like, oh my God. So I got FTR winning this one.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I'm very interested to see how Mark Briscoe plays into this match. Like you were saying, Adam, like that, like Briscoe, like walking out of the ring, like just the energy between FTR and Briscoe, and then he goes up the ring and knocked out it, and then he pushed Jarrett's wife, and then he was just like mother effer, I'm a train, you better get out of my way. Like it was intense. Yeah, it was good.
I really hope FTR wins. I love Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, but honestly, like
I feel like Jeff Jarrett is, as Adam said, he's really putting people over at this point.
He is. It's great.
Pretty much, because pretty much this is his last run. Well, definitely his last run. Because after I don't know if how long he's signed, but this is his last run in wrestling. Jeff Jarrett, and it's going to be a good match. FTR is going to win, but because obviously FTR hasn't got a win over them. Jeff Jarrett beat Dax and Jay Lethal beat Cash Wheeler, so I think FTR is going to win. And hopefully after Double or Nothing, we get teams like Best Friends, Butcher and Blade back into tag team action. Because it does feel like the tag division's been dead a little bit. But Best Friends and Butcher and Blade is two teams that could be in a feud with FTR rather than just doing nothing. Which I think Collision, that's again, is going to help with that because you got two different rosters, 2 hours of TV. You got I don't know if I said it, but Dynamite will be filming Rampage after Collision ROH. So it's a lot of shows to use a lot of people. So
I hope they do it exactly like that. Keep all the good wrestlers on Collision and Ring of Honor. And if you want to do your little bullshit, you go to Dynamite and you go to Rampage. And then you can throw people in vats of orange juice. You can slip on banana peels. You can have custody of Mark Briscoe ladder matches.
That's
Collision's gonna be the show.
That's why I'm excited for June 4th because I'm actually going to go to Ring of Honor in Orlando and actually watch some good wrestling, and I'm excited about it. So it'll be my first Ring of Honor show. So I'm pretty excited.
I think
they're awesome.
I think Adam's the only person who knows where I work. Right? Yep. Yeah. I'll tell everybody off.
I was gonna say, well, now we all want to know on where you were.
Secrets are no fun.
I'll chime in real quick. I'm gonna go with FTR myself. I don't have a long-winded answer because I haven't really paid attention to the storyline, but it will be FTR in my opinion.
I'll just show you these last few comments. Can just tag FTR. Yep. Everyone's FTR, I think, on that one.
They will definitely get custody of Mark Briscoe.
I think
I want custody of Mark Briscoe at this point.
I know. It'd be great.
I love that.
And his chickens.
But
and his chickens, yeah.
I think at the end, Sanjay Dutt's going to do something, and Mark Briscoe's going to lay him out. Which I love Sanjay Dutt. He's he's more fired up than Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal is sometimes.
Man puts his heart and soul in it.
Yeah, I guess.
And his pencil.
Yes, I remember when Orange Cassidy broke his pencil one time, and he flipped. He flipped out.
If I was dead, I would have rolled over in my grave at that very moment. That's the same effect that had to me. I'm like,
all right. I guess we'll go to the next match. Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm. Jamie Hayter's a champion. I don't know if anyone knows, but she is injured.
Is that legit? I read she was, but I didn't know if that was storyline or if like she legit like.
I think the night that it was Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter versus two other people.
She got like thrown the stairs or something.
Yeah, and then like we were all talking about that when that happened. So I got Tony Storm, not just for the simple fact that she's injured and I don't want an interim champion. Tony Storm deserves an actual run, which, of course, her reign is recognized now. Like when she lost it, they did, Jamie Hayter was the champion. Then they went back and Tony Storm's reign is recognized. But I think Tony Storm is one of the best in AEW. In-ring, like she'll work anywhere. Dynamite, Dark, Elevation, Rampage, she'll do it all. So I got Tony Storm, and not for the simple fact that Jamie Hayter's injured, but I really want to see Tony Storm with an actual run.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And I would love to see the Outcast finally get a title in that group. Those women are badass. And
I agree.
They and I just love, like, some people may complain and like compare it to like the Outsiders and how the NWO used to spray paint everything. But no, it's different. It's a new thing. And I don't feel Jamie Hayter, again, another badass. I love her. But I'm not feeling her as champ. So yeah.
I feel like that has a lot to do with the booking of because a lot of
Hasn't she been playing a second fiddle to Britt Baker pretty much?
that's what it feels.
That's
That's what it feels.
what I hear.
And like
When
a lot of this,
it feels weird until Britt comes out, and then it feels like, okay, she's
like
got.
a lot of the stuff
It
is
would
on.
be like if the Booty Man was the champion and Hollywood Hogan followed him around. That's what it feels like.
Booty Man reference.
Because I believe Jamie Hayter's only had 3 title defenses out of a 180 something day run. But she had 3.
I mean, to be honest, with the women's belt, I kind of want to see Twitter like engulf in flames. I want to see Saraya win it at some point because
I think she
nobody else wants her to win it. So I really just want to see Twitter's like be really mad for a little bit.
I also want Twitter to be really mad.
I also want Twitter just to burn.
Me too. I want Saraya to win the belt and not defend it for 2 years. I think that would be incredible.
I am on board with that 100%.
I think she's gonna win it. I don't know when, but I think Saraya will be your champion.
All in? You think all in?
It depends on who wins Sunday. It really does. Tony and Saraya will be a really good match. Which Saraya's, but she's been wrestling. She's been back since November. Since last November, her first match back. I believe.
Wasn't it before Full Gear or was it after Full Gear?
It may have been.
No, it was before Full Gear because she wrestled. I thought she wrestled Britt Baker at Full Gear.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So she's been back for a good while. By All In, that would be a good match. And isn't London her home country, or is it? Or is it all? No, Tony Storm's Australia.
Tony Storm's Australia.
Yeah, Saraya.
I think Saraya is the UK. I just can't.
UK.
Yeah, she's UK. I just can't remember a specific location in the UK. I'm torn up between this match because it would be a good time for Tony Storm to have that, that run that she deserved that wasn't interim until after the fact. But I kind of see this going either way. I think Jamie Hayter can easily retain if she wanted to. I can totally see Tony Storm win it in some cheat way from the Outcasts. And there's so many different stories you can go with depending on the outcome of this title. To say that if Tony Storm wins it, you had Britt Baker step up and try to reclaim that gold from her and get it off the Outcasts. And then that way you can finally set up that whole match that people dreamed of for a while of Britt Baker versus Jamie Hayter. That I think a lot of people wanted to see for a while. If Jamie Hayter retains, again, we go back to the fact that Saraya can challenge her at Wembley, in front of that crowd and somehow win it there, But I feel like the longevity of Jamie's reign, it's kind of like the TNT title. We can't be going like flip flop, flip flop, flip flop. Like Jamie Hayter has only been champion, like you said, Connor, for over 180 days. For me, for what?
Well, 187 days with 3 title defenses.
Right. But I'm saying, like, Britt is over 200. Sheeta had it for over a year. Right? She'd have had it for almost a year. So like, I'd like to see Jamie get that longevity a little longer before losing it to someone. And I feel like they brought Saraya back to maybe give her a little bit of a run with it. But I also see if she wins it, she won't lose it for a year, but she only defends it like once, just to blow up Twitter. So
I have the days right here. Riho 133, Nyla 101. Sheeta is the longest running, 372. Britt Baker, 290. Rosa, 172. Tony, 67. And Hayter, 188. She's the 3rd longest rating. 1 Sheeta, 2 Baker, 3 Hayter.
Well, that's a lot better than I thought it was. I was terrified that it was going to be like Rio was up top for some reason. Nyla Rose never won the title. She didn't, did she?
No, she did.
She did.
Did she?
Yeah, she beat
She
Rio.
took it from Rio. Yeah.
Oh, right. Man,
And then Sheeta beat Nyla and held it the longest.
that's right. Nyla should really get back in that title picture. How do you mess that up?
She's gonna be on our Rampage tonight.
Oh shit! Yeah, Rampage is on tonight.
Carefully. It seems like Nyla gets a lot of title shots, so I feel like now they've really cooled her off too much. Which that was the good thing about Dark is you could use people like that, but hopefully Collision fixes that. Because you don't want to cool off people too long, because then they haven't wrestled for months, and then you have that ring rust. Yeah. I was actually wrong. Hayter's had 4 title defenses. Well, 3. Just 1 match difference, but
I'd love her to lose, Tony to win. I don't care what happens with the title at that point because eventually I just want it on Jade. But I think Jamie Hayter should break off from Britt because that really never made a lot of sense to me. It did when she was like Britt's enforcer, but then all of a sudden she's the champ. Send her to Ring of Honor and let her fight that division. I think she'd had some absolute bangers in Ring of Honor.
I think, as I said, not just for the fact that Hayter's injured, but I really don't want to see interim champion again. Because
oh my god,
because she's in a sling, so if she can at least wrestle through the match and have Tony win, at least do that. I don't want to see another interim.
Oh god,
has Tony not realized that the interim crap is stupid by now? Because
I feel like he should, because All Access, they all hated it. Like in the women in the locker room were saying what we were saying. Like I hardly doubt Thunder Rosa got a lot of hate for something she didn't want. Like she never wanted an interim championship. That was Boss. So
yeah,
but
I'm pretty sure Punk didn't want his either.
No, he didn't want his. But Tony said that under no circumstances was he allowed to vacate it, which I know it sucks, but you gotta move on.
Yeah, it's what you gotta do. You gotta
move
on. The show goes on regardless.
And you know, it sucks, but I mean, there's a lot of people like Finn Balor. The next day had to vacate. It sucks, but you can't hold a title hostage for months. But it's no disrespect to talent. You just gotta go. You just gotta go with the flow. We got a lot of comments for this one. Tony time. We've got Hayter, but if Hayter is injured, then just have Tony win, so we don't have to get another interim champion. I agree. Tony for me. Pretty much Tony for everyone. Besides that one Hayter.
What if Tony and Juice Robinson win titles? Now they're the power couple. They're like the Macklin and Barrasso of AEW.
They're like what Cody and Brandy thought they were.
They were, yeah.
Oh, did you guys see Brandy's? Like I said, but did you guys see her comment today?
Yeah, that was great. I love when Brandy comes out swinging. She's hilarious. Remember when she just used to cut people's hair off for that 1 week and then that went away? That was great. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember, I was there the night that started in South Haven, Mississippi. I was there when that whole charade started. It's totally Awesome Kong was in AEW at one point.
Oh yeah, remember that? Now Sabu is for some reason.
That was the 4-way that she brought Awesome Kong out for, wasn't it? Like I was just like, when she came out, I was like, why is Awesome Kong here?
Incredible.
I'm not gonna lie, I marked out for that.
I did too. I was super pumped.
Awesome Kong is at first they was gonna do Asia Kong and Awesome Kong. That's what they teased at Fight for the Fallen, but they never. I don't know if it was travel issues because not shortly after 2020 the pandemic started and everything was hard to travel. But I believe Awesome Kong retired now. I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, the next match, I say the best two for last. I feel like Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho. This feud as a I feel like this is the main story and not the Four Pillars, because they really did a good job at this feud. I would say. Roderick Strong was in the mix. Sabu's in the mix now, which that was crazy on Wednesday. Like I thought it was gonna be Kyle O'Reilly when he said he made a phone call to someone. Like I thought either Kyle O'Reilly or Bobby Fish, but
you don't remember Sabu being in the Undisputed Era? Because no one else does either. What the hell is that? I love Sabu.
Yeah, that was random. That was very random.
The most like I'll agree. I marked out, but that's the most random person you can bring on to on the AEW. And someone said it. Someone said it in a post in one of the groups I'm in on Facebook. They're like, this is an unsanctioned match. What is Sabu enforcing? Like, there's no rules. No one's out there. They're like, so I don't get what Sabu's role is in this match. So, and I kind of looked at that comment. I'm like, he's got a point. There's like no rules.
Adam, they signed a contract for an unsanctioned match. So there's sanctions.
Hey, stop that.
But there aren't. I don't know. Here's Sabu,
Yeah. Here's the match. By the way, here's Sabu.
Look at Sabu. It's like forget all the nonsense.
Like I see a lot of hate for him for no reason. Like I'm glad he's on mainstream wrestling again. Like this is for years and years. But I think Sabu's going to do something crazy. I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to do something crazy. Him and Jericho have never won against each other, I don't think. Someone pointed it out last Wednesday. They never won against each other. Is that correct? Jericho and Sabu's never won against each other?
They fought once at the tail end of Chris Jericho's ECW run.
Yes.
They fought once in like a house show in like Brockton, Mass or something like that. And that was it. So, I mean, I love Sabu, but you have like Daivari on your roster and you have other people where you could make a plausible story for Sabu to be there. I don't think he's ever met Adam Cole. That would be like if they brought me out. They're like, here's Rick. I'm like, yeah, fucking get ready, Jericho, you piece of shit. Like, and everyone's like, oh no, it's that guy. Like, it was the same reaction.
Sabu is semi-retired, and the last time I saw him, I feel bad for this indie guy. It was in Nashville during the pandemic. Sabu really hurt this kid. Like there was a glass, light tubes. He shoved a light tube down the guy's throat.
Yeah, but did he die?
I don't know.
It wasn't like a mass transit incident though, because that kid almost fucking died.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there. That kid almost died.
That kid almost died.
That's crazy. I didn't hear about that.
So,
I was living in Nashville at the time.
Connor, do you not know the story of mass transit? Okay, so the story is sorry, Michael. Let me do this, and then I'll let you finish. But you're Connor, just a little backstory on what mass transit was. There was a show, ECW show back in the day, where I think it was one of the Rotten brothers. I think it was like Ian Rotten was supposed to be in the match, and he never made it to the show. So they had this kid there who claimed he was of age, and he went by the name of Mass Transit. He dressed like a bus driver and everything, and he went against New Jack. I can't remember who New Jack's partner was, but New Jack lit this kid up, putting him through tables, hitting him with chairs. He like lit him up. Like he cut him. He was beating the hell out of him. And like finally it stopped. And like you could hear someone in the crowd go, leave him alone. He's just a kid. Like he's only 17 or something. Like I think it was his dad. Yeah, it was his dad who yelled it. So then, like, New Jack got hit with like lawsuits and everything. It was nuts. It was nuts.
The kid's name was Eric Koulas, and his dad the whole time was flipping shit after allowing him to fight the Gangsters, tagged up with Devon Dudley. And what happened was Koulos apparently went up to New Jack backstage and was like, hey, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do that. This is some 17-year-old kid going up to New Jack and saying, these are the spots I want to do to you. And also I want to get juice. So New Jack was like, well, fuck this kid. And told Devon, and Devon got out of the ring like after like a shitty hip toss or something and was like, oh, my back, and like on the ground the whole time. The gangsters, they literally just stabbed this kid, and like his dad was like screaming the N-word at New Jack. It was horrible. I was in the nosebleeds. It was.
You were there for that? Oh
yeah,
God! Out of all people,
crazy.
Out of all people, New Jack. That's not someone you want to be in the ring with.
No,
especially 17 years old.
And yeah, they tried to sue him and all this shit.
He didn't know what he was getting himself into.
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
it wasn't on line with that. Sabu didn't do all that because the guy was a wrestler. He was older than he had to be older than 17.
But that was the story. But Michael, what were you saying about being in Nashville the one time?
No, it was just an offhanded comment. I'm surprised I didn't hear about that because I was living in Nashville at the time during the pandemic. But it was just an offhand comment.
Side question: do you still live in Nashville, or are you out of there?
No, I live in North Carolina.
Oh, okay, but you were living in Nashville.
Yeah, at the time, yeah, it was.
Okay, that's why I lived in Clarksville for 4 years. That's why when you said Nashville, I was like, oh, I lived in Clarksville.
Yeah,
so
I lived about like 30 minutes away from Nashville. I believe
the guy said we went against. It was Coastal Championship Wrestling. They're in Florida, but they came to Nashville. I believe his name was Alex Ocean. He lit that guy up. But Sabu, after the match, he did not walk right. But I believe after that match, he announced that he was semi-retired. But we had Sabu on here, and one of the guys he said was Chris Jericho. He doesn't want to go against guys like Moxley, who you would think he would go against. He wants to go against guys like Jericho, Lesnar, guys that you don't think, because he doesn't have many years left.
Sabu and Lesnar. Like Lesnar now and Sabu like 10 years ago, that would have been
that would have been awesome.
Incredible.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that match is gonna be really crazy. I've got Adam Cole winning it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm a huge Adam Cole mark. But yeah, I agree. When Sabu came out, I was marking. I'm gonna be marking out this Sunday when Adam Cole is whipping Jericho all over the place. And and then I see this building to Adam Cole facing MJF in the future.
Yeah, to add on to GOAT, yeah, I think Adam Cole's gonna win it, and like he said, I do think he's gonna be the one to take the belt off MJF. I think it makes the most sense right now.
I got either Danielson or Adam Cole, but I'm leaning towards Adam Cole now, just for simple fact that Danielson's a heel now, so that's that.
Yeah, you want a babyface to take it off of him.
Undisputed Era BCC would be fun. It would be really fun if they keep the stagey bullshit out of it and they just do it like grudge match style, and we get like NXT Undisputed Era.
Oh yeah,
I see the vision.
Amazing.
But
yeah, I see the vision.
But we got the one match now, I believe. Now they may add a few more matches. I don't know, but I'm just going based off the ones that are announced. Because as we mentioned, where is the Owen Hart? It was not supposed to start at Double or Nothing.
I thought so.
Yep.
But maybe they'll make Adam Cole and Chris Jericho the start of that. I don't know. Because Adam Cole did win it last year, so
you think maybe they'll do it at like a buy-in, like at the buy-in they'll do like the start of it.
I didn't think about that. That could.
Didn't it finish at Double or Nothing last year? Like the tournament.
Yeah.
I figured.
And now the finals are going to be at Collision, I believe. In Collision, I believe. We got the final match for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I wish Chris was on here for this because I love this grand entrance. The world's favorite, the best world champion of all time, the greatest wrestler of all time, MJF versus Jungle Boy, Darby, and Sammy, the 4 pillars of AEW. I really love the graphic that Michael made because it's the same 4 pictures that were taken the first Double or Nothing, which is really cool.
That was unintentional, by the way. I just grabbed whatever I can for the main event.
I just pointed
The
it
best
out.
unintentional picture ever, Michael.
Thanks.
It really matched up well. But I got MJF winning, and I can really tell you how he's going to win because MJF is like JBL a little bit. What's going to happen is Darby or Jungle Boy or Sam's going to have the win. Right, they're going to have the win, then MJF's going to swoop in, throw Darby out or someone out, get the pin 1, 2, 3, and he wins the match. That's how he's going to win. He's going to steal it.
Yeah, I'm going to make a prediction now that it's going to be a headlock takeover to the pin for the win. MJF, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I want to go with
sorry.
MJF. Oh, you go ahead, Rick.
No, Michael, take it, please.
Yeah, I'm going to go with MJF. Oh, thank you, by the way, Rick. My manners. Sorry, but yeah, I want to go with MJF. Personally, I'm still not a big fan of the 4 pillars match. To me, it should have been Darby Allin and MJF. I'm not really interested in the other 2 in the match. It should have been Darby and MJF. But to add on to MJF winning, I do kind of want to walk back on what I said about Adam Cole, even though I do think he's the best fit to win the belt later on. But because Punk, hey Kitty, but because Punk's coming back, I really do want them to run back Punk versus MJF 3 at some point. I want that so badly. But then again, that doesn't have to be for the belt. But I guess I just wanted to shoehorn my Punk versus MJF 3 fantasy in there.
Like that's definitely happening. I don't know when, but we're getting a Punk, and like they could have that feud going on for a year, and they make it interesting. Like I've talked about this before. Like MJF, like CM Punk going to Long Island and beating the shit out of MJF at his house, like Triple H did to Randy Orton, or reverse roles. MJF comes to Chicago and beats up Punk. There's a lot of things you could do. You could have CM Punk and MJF as a tag team, win tag titles, and
I still want that. I want a 2-man power trip like Stone Cold and Triple H. That's my number one thing more than the match is a triple or a Punk and MJF tag team. So bad, winning the tag belts, dominating everything,
and then one's going to be a snake and turn on each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we have another match set up. Those 2 guys are the most compelling storytelling guys on the roster.
I hope Punk returns and helps MJF win, personally. Because earlier interactions with the 2, Punk said a lot of stuff about how MJF wasn't really prepared to do the thing and wasn't ready and this, that, and the other thing. And then he went away because some children decided to walk into his dressing room backstage and start a little fight. But that's not here nor there. I hope Punk comes back and helps MJF win. I predict that MJF will win no matter what, because Darby's the only person in that match who should be vying for any kind of championship. Jack Perry's not ready. He can't talk. He can't really go. He looked like an idiot when he fought Roosh. It literally looked like if I fought Roosh. He just kicked the shit out of him. And then he won. I'm so sick of this. Like, you get your ass kicked for an hour and then you beat the guy. Like, I'm still not over Buddy Matthews jobbing to pockets. I got a big problem with that still. I don't know. Sammy's never done anything outside the TNT title, and isn't Sammy a Jericho appreciator? Why is he a good guy all of a sudden? None of it makes sense.
I was about to point that out. Like, isn't Sammy a heel? What, is he like a baby face?
Well, technically, he's a baby face, kind of, in this feud.
Where did that happen?
I don't know. Just dude, it feels like people just like walk into phone booths, like take their glasses off, and all of a sudden there's someone else, like the friggin' Superman.
Jungle Boy confuses me too because he a face and he kind of acts like a heel sometimes. At least to me, he comes off that way. I don't. It's confusing.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Which what did make sense is in the JAS, not the JS. Be quiet. The inner. My dog is not what we're talking about this match.
They also don't think that
the dogs also want to ask questions about it too.
They also don't think Jack Perry's ready for any kind of title shot.
In the Inner Circle and Pinnacle storyline, Sammy hated MJF. He did not like MJF. They had a match on Dynamite, which was really, really good. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden, Sammy and MJF's buddies. Well, for a little bit they were until now.
So with me, I'm going to go MJF. I see the ending. Some stuff going on in the ring. And the ref gets distracted as MJF low blows someone and then the headlock takeover to the win. But I'd also I got to go with Rick. I'd love to see CM Punk come back and help MJF win. For some reason, I think that would be the greatest twist in anything. Is CM Punk coming back and helping MJF win. It's kind of like the shocker of, even though we kind of saw it coming, of William Regal turning his back on BCC. Nobody saw that coming.
It would be like Austin McMahon at WrestleMania, kind of. And obviously not with that length of history, but
yes,
I mean, you don't fight a guy in a dog collar match unless you hate their guts.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
But like I said, I'm with them. I think Darby is honestly the only one, not only the way he is, but the crowd reactions to Darby. It speaks for itself that people want to see Darby succeed in AEW. And the only way to succeed is, like he said, the only way he could do it is having that title. That's what he said on Dynamite. Jack Perry, I might be the odd man out here. I actually like Jack Perry. I just don't think he's ready for the title right now. Hence, going back to my earlier prediction of Christian Cage, I like to rewind that storyline a little bit with Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. I don't think we got a good payoff with that feud. And so that's why I think Christian Cage winning the TNT title, get that longevity in for that title, but also feuding with Jungle Boy over that title. I think that's a good feud in itself, put some, relevancy back in that title, but also that feud. And then Sammy Guevara, he's just a flyer. You know what? Sammy Guevara is just a look how high I can go. Look at what crazy stuff I can do from the sky. That's with me for Sammy Guevara. He flip-flops between a babyface and a heel. He's flipped so much he's in Big Show territory between face and So so right now, like I said, I think Darby Allin is the only viable opponent in this match that actually deserves to be in the match. And I think this was just a big rush of, hey, here's 4 pillars. Here's the 4 pillars match that people have been asking for a long time. We'll just do it now. But I still think MJF wins in some shenanigan way, and he leaves the pay-per-view as champion. And I'm going to go with everybody else and with Michael and Rick and say Adam Cole might be the best option to dethrone MJF right now.
It's got to be NXT Adam Cole, though, because the Adam Cole we've gotten on AEW TV is not the Adam Cole I remember.
No, and maybe that happens at the pay-per-view after the unsanctioned match. You get that NXT Adam Cole back. Yeah. You already got Roderick Strong there. Do you see Kyle O'Reilly come back from injury, and do you see Bobby Fish? The only thing I have with Bobby Fish is I feel like he's burned a lot of bridges after the whole Adam Cole injury. He's burned some bridges in AEW. So I don't know if you get Bobby Fish back. You might get Kyle O'Reilly, but I don't know if you get Bobby Fish.
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly will be back. Adam Cole talked about that recently, and he's eager to come back now that Strong's there. But they're going to have to change the name if Bobby Fish isn't there. It can't be the Undisputed Elite or
they should just get away from the Elite altogether. I think that was their biggest mistake. Like I
Well,
get,
the match that they were
I get they're
looking-
friends, but like
the match that they were really wanting to do before Kennedy got injured was the Undisputed Elite versus the Elite, which which they had a name. What was it, the Pentagon? I believe they trademarked that name. It didn't really go anywhere, but I thought they should give him a new name. If Bobby Fish doesn't come back, which he has. Have you seen it? He been calling out the Young Bucks on Twitter here lately. I'm not going to repeat what he said. It's very inappropriate, but
I'm
On a
happy to
related
repeat
note,
it if you want.
can we get Adam Cole away from Jericho as well? Like,
hopefully
Mhm.
after this feud, I feel like this would have to be a payoff because this is like every Jericho feud has to go 8 to 9 months. Like once Adam Cole wins, he should move on to someone else. Maybe put
Anybody
him against.
else.
Maybe put him against. I don't know. Lance Archer. I don't know. Someone. Well, no, I don't want Lance Archer to lose, but someone.
just anyone named not Jericho.
Yeah, just someone who's not going to
What about
the spark out of the room.
Wait. What if he goes against every version of Jericho? Painmaker, then you got the Champion, and then you got the.
Oh my
wants to-
God.
you guys know he wants to make a movie out of that, right?
You just
Painmaker?
want me to drop dead Connor, don't you? Because no, I don't. No
Looks like-
more Jerichos.
Who's gonna go see that movie?
Chris
Painmaker.
Jericho and
Chris
probably,
Jericho.
probably the Appreciators, potentially Sammy Guevara. The verdict's not out yet.
What do we got here?
Chris, hey, do you think your boy MJF's going to win this Sunday?
Technically, no. Well, maybe. See anything new? I'm sorry I'm a little late, but see what I did?
I have no idea what's happening right now.
I got a background. Ah!
What's the hat?
You know, Chris Jericho wears it as a Painmaker shirt, you know,
Oh yeah.
because
Oh,
I
you
am.
Thought you were Bob Orton for a little bit.
Because I am the
I can see it.
Painmaker.
I can see the Bob Orton. That's good.
Bob Orton.
Yeah. Well, anyway, sorry, as I said, I'm a little late, but anyway, carry on.
So here's one for you guys. Frig CM Punk for this, right? What if it's not CM Punk? I don't know anything about the contracts. I don't know anything about the interpromotionals or anything, the inner workings or whatnot. But what if it's Richard Holiday and Hammerstone
That
come
helped
up,
MJF,
help
is kinda
MJF,
expired.
and then you can
Kinda-
do those three against the undisputed? I don't want to say era because Fish isn't there, so whatever they're undisputed now. But those three against what was it? Not the Kingdom, was it, or Dynasty?
Yeah, they were the Dynasty in MLW, I believe.
Like, give us
I
the
believe.
Dynasty. That would be fantastic.
We'll have MJF as a double champion. Have him go for trios.
Yeah. Yes. Now we're talking. Put a lot of belts on big bad guys and let them have them for a very long time.
Hey, just give every belt to MJF. You know, even the women's title, just give them all the MJF. Let him
And then he can take it at his bidding war in 2024.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, or realistically, I mean, you could put like Lady Frost or someone in that group if you want all the women's titles.
Which, by the way, Connor, we still getting Lady Frost? Because I'm looking forward to that interview.
Yeah, there's a lot of I don't want to. How do I say this?
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm just saying.
I wanted to come on. Just a lot of communication stuff. So tag Lady Frost on Twitter, Facebook. I still want to
I
happen.
just bought 3 then because I wanted to try it with my dad.
All right.
Don't look at me, Adam. I just work here.
He doesn't even go here.
Okay. But Lady Frost, we had a date scheduled up, and at the time her name's Lady Frost, and at the time it was snowing, and she had no internet.
The irony.
But ever since then, we haven't been able to. I've reached out, just haven't been able to get a date or response or anything. But hopefully we can work that out because I really, really want to get Lady Frost on here and Ken Shamrock. I don't think that's going to happen, at least by his manager. But yeah, everyone definitely tag Lady Frost on Twitter, Facebook, whatever she's on, because I'd really like to make that happen. I believe it was last year, wasn't it, or this year, early this year, that we had that scheduled.
Yeah. I think it was supposed to be in January. We were supposed to do it.
Yeah, I believe so. She was gonna be our first interview of the year, I believe.
Michael, will you please tell that cat I love them?
You didn't have
He loves you guys too. He loves attention. A lot of attention. He demands it.
I'm a crazy cat person, so you.
Oh, I got 4 of these creatures in my house.
I got 3. I had to shut the door because I had an earlier cat on the keyboard incident, and I was
try having 6. Try having 6. So at the time, my ex and I, we were when I was living up in Clarksville, Tennessee. My ex and I had 3 cats, and the female cat had 3 babies. So since I left, so now my ex has 6 cats and a dog in the house.
Oh my!
So we still talk. We're still cool, and so she sends me pictures of the cats all the time. I'm like, yeah, they're adorable. They're adorable.
That's almost enough for an interim title battle royal right there.
Right, that's a trios match right there. The kids versus the adults.
It's like if Punk and FTR fought the Elite. I'm sorry. I'll show myself out.
So I think everyone's pretty much every match. We do have a Rampage live reaction tonight, which is last minute. They changed out today. It was supposed to be tomorrow, and they changed it, which is at 9. We got a few minutes. Whoever comments this stuff, we appreciate you watching, but I don't know what to tell you about those comments.
What
we had it? We had that on Wednesday by someone named Charles. But we do appreciate everyone watching. But let's keep it wrestling based and sanitary based. I don't know what else to make of that. But yeah, that pretty much concludes the Double or Nothing.
What the hell does that mean?
Don't worry about it, Rick.
Is it like code? Like
I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know.
I just really want the Dynasty to fight the Undisputed Era now. That would make my very cynical heart happy.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that.
Aha, cynical.
Oh yeah, shit. I didn't say. Jesus, I love these guys.
I just want to say, everything you have said tonight, I have been 100% in agreement and supportive with, because it's exactly how I feel.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I get that in Facebook groups. People are like, "Oh, I wanted to say that." I'm like, "Just say it." I'm like, "Who gives a shit?" Like, worst case scenario, someone doesn't like you. Yeah. Whatever.
Oh, in my case, I just don't want to be redundant. You're already saying it, so it's like.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could say it with less expletives and a lot more to make a lot more sense than I do, because I get really ran. If I get worked up, I'm just, man.
We'll be back for Rampage in an hour, or not even an hour. I'm not gonna read any of the comments anymore. But that was pretty much it for Double or Nothing. Unless there's more matches added, that's the card. It's like maybe 7 or 8 matches right there, maybe 9. But overall, I think it's gonna be. I hope it's a good pay-per-view. I'm excited for it.
It's a different pay-per-view. I don't think we've hit the full checklist. We got the Battle Royal, check. We got the ladder match, check. I don't think we have a trios match though. That's
see the
Whoa.
That's one thing that might be booked tonight. The House of Black versus Acclaimed and Billy Gunn.
Oh,
But
right. We're getting.
I just went by the ones that's.
Claiming daddy ass.
I just went by the ones that's announced. It's 9 matches total that's announced. So, if there's Acclaimed and if there's a House of Black and Acclaimed, then go on House of Black.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Oh,
the only matches that
absolutely.
could be added is that. Maybe you could put Britt Baker in a on the buy-in for the starting of the Owen Hart tournament. But besides that, that really concludes the card. I think it's gonna be a good pay-per-view. Maybe we'll do a review for this. For the pay-per-view. I don't know. But we had a lot of people watching tonight. We almost hit our record. Most people that we've had watching is 15. We hit 14. Almost tied it. I do appreciate everyone coming on for this. This is the most people we've had in a long time. I know Emily had to go out, but I'm glad that she got to come on and everyone got to come on. And if anyone would like to come along for the Rampage live reaction, you're more than welcome to. But definitely check out the All Elite Zone and links in the description below: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Spotify, and Podbean. As I said, tag Lady Frost on Twitter to make it happen. Twitter is the place to do it. Blow it up if you really want her on. We do have an interview June 14th for Dynamite. ROH tag team The Outrunners. They'll be on an hour before Dynamite. Yeah, that's. We're at 344 subscribers. Another subscriber gang during this live reaction. So thank you to the person who subscribed. Thank you for everyone that watched tonight. But a lot of people watch, even to the unsanitary comments. We do appreciate you watching. And I'd like to thank Zach for coming on. Well, really everyone to come on. We have a lot of new members of the All Elite Zone, and we appreciate everyone that's come on board. But yeah, we'll see you guys about 30 minutes for Rampage, I guess.
15, actually.
We'll see you guys in 15 minutes for Rampage.
Oh my God.
All right, we'll see you guys for our Rampage live reaction.
Mhm.